Hello guys, welcome to a new vlog. So it is after midnight already, so we are in a brand new day. The time is 12:01 a.m. So if you haven't seen yesterday's amusing video, I went to the OC Auto Show for a big part of it, and towards the end I was at the concert that was at the grocery outlet just outside of the area. It was a fun Friday for sure, and it was the fourth time that my dad and I had been there. It was the fourth year that we had done this trip to the OC Auto Show. You recall the other vlogs I had made there too. So the vlogs were as such: 2378, 2748, 3106, and with yesterday being added onto that list of days, 3451. Honestly, I felt amazed to have gone there again. And think of the other car shows, like the Dana Point Antique car show. I'd only been there for 3 years because I was still in Turkey at the end of summer 2022, but I had been at the Dana Point Antique Car Show at the end of summer 2023, at the end of summer last year, and at the end of summer this year. Still got the LA Car Show coming up in November. It is yet uncertain which day we go, but the dates are between November 21st and 30th for the LA Car Show. That will be also for the fourth time we will be going to that show. Wow, what a fun start already to Saturday. That's on one side, but on the other side, it's the same thing that happens with me, where after one day I go on a special event, the next morning I wake up mentally drunk. It's just freaking insane. I've had this habit for 2 years, and on some days it just sucks. Anyway, so it is still cloudy and I love it, and I start out the day at the Bear Creek. Hey, welcome to the Bear Creek. Going down to the Bear Creek. Am I going to meet with some bears again? Maybe not, but who knows? By its name, it could be a mystery. After that experience where on this day last weekend, when my mom and I were still in Arizona, we went to the Arizona forest. And yes, you can do a drive around there, but at certain stations you would encounter some wild animals, including bears. Well, it does give a sign for coyotes in this place, not for bears by any chance. But when I was coming here just a moment ago on the map, when I searched this place, I thought, is it taking me to that one place that one time my dad and I had been? This Bear Creek, also Creek, well, whatever, like it's a different language, but the same thing pretty much. But the Bear Lake, whatever it was, I did do a vlog there that one day. Okay, with no doubts whatsoever, we have made it to what I can call it the Bear Lake. Oh, if there's any bears anywhere here hiding. To be honest, I had such a big feeling for as long as 5 minutes that the map was going to take me to that same place. That was the Bear Lake. This is the Bear Creek. And what about yesterday when we went to the car show? So one of those cars that I got really fascinated was the BMW i5. Like, I thought, is it brand new or did it come out newly like a year or two ago? But apparently there's over 130,000 charging stations of these cars throughout the continent. But one special thing about this car is that it has this iconic glow You know, when it gets dark after sunset, it's the BMW Kidney iconic glow feature that when it gets dark, it lights up so that once you start the vehicle, it basically lights up, well, based on the time of the day, of course. And another remarkable feature is that it can even play video games in, well, any device that offers those options, of course. It was not so much that you could find about the Porsche cars, although in the LA car show, when we get there, they do have a hall where they have the history of the Porsche. And I know about this from at least one of the 3 times that I had been to that car show. And kind of funny here, from that sign, it says speed limit 12. Well, that's different. It's either like it's just a park, or they're just being Mr. Different here, because usually they would put these out in multiples of 5, like 15 or 20 or 25, for instance. Even in a 45 mph zone, you might stand up to a school zone, and with that, it would be 25. It would be a 25 zone at school times when students are in the area. Now I'm gonna get back on topic here. There is, though, a brief station where I got the history of the Corvette vehicles, which the newest version is the C8 as of this year. I think it's been 1 year since they have upgraded to the C8. And Lamborghini doesn't usually go with numbers, but when it comes to the McLarens, I have just found one thing about that. One of the cars that we saw from McLaren was the McLaren 750S, and by the numbers, that represents amount of horsepower that is just 10 less than the number that is written on a vehicle. The McLaren 750S, for example, that has 740 horsepower, whereas if you would compare that with the McLaren 720S, that's 710 horsepower, each of them being higher than a Lamborghini, well, any type of Lamborghini Huracan even. Well, it depends on the type, but they're almost the same amount. The Lamborghini Huracan STO, which is a 630 HP, whereas the EVO, that's a 640 HP. And a good old walk on the Bear Creek so far. Well, there is a good old saying, but I just made that when I say good goal. But when I say that, it's like I just create another meaning to say I'm enjoying it while I can. Oh yeah, just for fun. But the other day, my dad and I went to the Cerritos Mall, which would typically go for essential reasons, for instance phone screen repairs and all that, which is usually just a 1-minute process. But that's not the point. While we were looking through iOS, we had found the iOS 26 update, and that made me explode, like, what? How did they jump to 26? Because I'm still on 18.6, but I was frankly shocked to see my dad's phone already be on iOS 26, and I'm like, yo, where is this coming from? Like, how did we jump all the way to iOS 26 while we're yet on the iPhone 17? Like, that's weird. Not only that, but I also see on some other people's home screens as well, like, you know, for the time, the bigger text, like, let's say the time shows 12:34 p.m. and so it would write 12:34, not even in white, but in a color that is like 45% transparent. Of course, with bigger text than usual, and it can easily detect dirty lenses. I had a look on Amazon the other day about this flower graphic shirt from Hugo and Boss. It comes in 4 different colors. I tried one in black, but it said that it was out of stock, so I'm gonna go through that section again. But this graphic is something in which I would quite like. I was hoping that they would have one in red, but other than white and black, of course, they have a pale blue and lavender version. Now, up here, I hear some music. Well, it stopped for now, but it was playing like a minute ago. Yeah, it is playing again now. Can you hear it from up here? All right, oh, there it is. Well, that was fun. Oh, that was great. But now I'm going to call that close for today's vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow.